my channel. My name is Lindy, aka Miss Way, and I have some special guests today. This is Pato and Bumi, excuse me. So what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to be talking about how to avoid and also recognize an F-boy.
Losers.
Okay. Who's going to talk about the first point?
Okay, so I think the first thing that you have to establish is what is an F-boy. Because, you know, it can be, F-boys also known as hashtag niggas is trash, hashtag niggas is no good. Like, you know, so I think you have to establish what is
Hashtag niggas ain't sh.
Okay.
You know?
I said sh. Y'all know what that means.
Well, number one, my definition of what an F-boy is a guy who does not know where he's going in life or with you in a relationship. And it's easy to get in a toxic relationship with this person. And a toxic relationship for me is someone who is emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically draining. So y'all could talk about your definition of that.
Well, I have a lot of points, I guess, that I can, and you can just take your definition based off of that. I guess for me, the main thing, if you're not in sync religiously with that person, I feel like you won't be able to understand each other in terms of like morals and what you believe in. And, you know, I feel like that's the main thing. If you have a guy that you can't go to church with or whatever you believe in, or talk about scripture and morals, and I feel like that's the base. That should be the base of any relationship. So if you're a Christian and you're dating someone who's not, it's really hard to like date. You could have a friend who's not a Christian, you know, that's fine. But like dating, because I don't date just to go get free food, you know. If I'm dating you to like get married and stuff. So if we're not in sync religiously, then yeah, you don't cut it for me.
Okay, so my definition would be if he's really not that into you, like if all he's trying to do is, you know, you can tell by the way he talks to you and what he's trying to know about you. If he's not trying to know you mentally and he's only trying to know you physically, then you know that that's an F-boy. And if, you know, they text you, like they take hours to text you back, or, you know, it's really, so yeah, that's my definition of an F-boy. There's more points to come.
I guess point number one, I'll start. Point number one of an F-boy, they only text you or visit you at night. And that's what you call booty call hours. That's what you call booty call hours. The sun ain't up, no one is around, everybody sleep, and that's when he come knocking on your door saying, hey, you up? Or,
Sup, girl?
Yeah, sup, girl?
You up?
And I think that's something that you definitely need to watch out for. And I've been known to be like, nope, I'm asleep. Or text in the morning, hey, I was knocked out. That was really late. How come you didn't hit me up in the afternoon? And, you know, that's kind of like exposes them to let them know, okay, this is not the one that I need to be playing games with.
Yep.
Also, if he's not trying to, you know, meet your family, but doesn't mean when he meets your family it's time for marriage and stuff like that. You don't have to rush into all that quick, but that's just part of trying to get to know you as a person and, you know, how you like around your family and stuff like that.
He's never met your mama.
Never.
You've never met his mama.
Never.
He don't
You've
want
you never met any of his friends. He don't got no cousins, nothing. It's just him. No.
If he doesn't talk about you to his friends too.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they should talk about you. They should talk about you to his friends.
Yeah.
And I guess here's another question. If a guy doesn't post you on social media, is that a sign for, could that possibly be a sign of a possible F-boy? Him, you know, not making you your WCW, or, you know, is that something that should be a warning flag to ladies?
I think it could be a warning too, but at the same time, some people don't do it for certain reasons. Like, it's one that I'm not going to talk about.
Testimony time.
One that I'm not going to talk about. And some reasons, maybe like they like to be private. They don't like to show off. But if it gets to a point where he wants to show you off, he probably will. But at at a certain time, maybe they don't want people to be asking questions. Oh, who's that? Are y'all dating? You know what I mean? Some people are really private and they like to take things like really slow and easy. Maybe he'll post you one day, but if it takes too long, then be like, yo, what's up? What's going on? Like, okay, what's your
you should be able to differentiate between someone who's hiding you and someone who's just private.
Yeah,
because you can have a relationship where someone posts you, but I mean, people really don't have to know your business, basically.
That's true.
So it depends. For me, it depends. It depends on the career, like what type of person that person. Right. If that person is posting pictures every day, he posts pictures of his girlfriends all the time, and you've never been on his Instagram, then that's you could look at it and be like, okay, why is he not posting me?
Right.
Or if he's just one of those people who just post like just random stuff once a year or once a month, then yeah, it depends on the career. It depends on what type of a person he is, but you can. What am I trying to say? There's just a barrier between being private and someone who's just hiding you.
That is true.
Yeah.
Who's ready for the next point?
I don't know, but I feel this glasses though.
Like, if he only takes you to the club, you've never been on a date, you've never seen his family, nothing. The only place that he takes you is the club. Then that's it. Because I know a lot of relationships like that.
Yeah.
Where people just go to the club. So I don't even know what kind of relationship that is. I don't know.
If he only wants to Netflix and chill.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
So when are we gonna go on a date? Like, when are you gonna take me out?
No,
daylight.
No, babe. I don't want to take you out. I want to just keep you all to myself.
I
want to keep you all to myself. I don't want everybody to see all this beautifulness on you.
Lies.
You shouldn't be Netflixing and chilling unless someone makes a commitment to you.
This is true.
Honestly.
Yeah.
If they have no job,
mercy,
and they are not even looking for one, you should know. Like, no, like I said, I don't date for fun, just to waste my time. So if I'm dating you, you need to have plans. You need to have a steady job. You shouldn't just be one of those people like handing out mixtapes on the corner. You know, get you a job.
And to go back to what Lindy said about, like, you know, making sure that you guys have the same foundation, biblically speaking, not to get all preachy, but it's called being equally yoked. And the reason why, and I don't mean that just, you know, Christians should date Christians or Jews should date Jews, but I also believe that if you're a drug dealer, you need to date someone who's also a drug dealer.
Right.
And that goes for women. Sometimes women, I've seen a lot of relationships where we quote unquote have it together, or we have a master plan, and we're dealing with a guy and we're waiting for him to get that plan, or we're waiting for him to you know, find out what he wants to be in life, and he's 25, or, you know, and sometimes that can also hinder us. And I wouldn't definitely call that person an F-boy, because just because they don't have what they want to do in mind, and they're just working some dead-end job just to make a check. But I would say be careful, because where are you going in the end? And will he be okay if you're this multi-millionaire boss chick, you know, sitting on a throne making money, doing what you got to do, and he's here pushing trash? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to come off as though I am like, you know, oh, you need to make the same money, as much money as I am or more. But at the same time, it can cause conflict if y'all are going in two different directions, or if you're going up and he's staying stagnant.
For me personally, I could never date someone who makes more money than me.
What?
No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Who makes less money than me?
Okay.
Who makes less?
But
I could never date someone who makes less money than me.
Like, to kind of clarify what I just previously said as well. Like, let's say if I want to be a nurse practitioner in the pediatric ward, and the person that I'm dating wants to be a kindergarten teacher, I have no issue with that, because he is doing something for the greater good. Changing kids' lives, you know, giving them education. You know, I'm big on children. Or even if he wants to be, like, if he wants to work in an office job or whatever the case may be, if he's doing what he feels like God has called him to do, I'm not going to sit here and knock him on that. Even if his paycheck is $40 $40K a year and mine is $100K a year, I'm not gonna knock him for doing something that God has called him to do. And I'm not gonna leave him because he wants to be a teacher and I want to be, some big shot in a hospital.
Whether he makes more money than you or less money than you, I feel like if he's not trying to build you up and make you a better person, then I don't think I want to be with somebody who's not trying to build me up and make me a better person. And I don't think from their side they wouldn't want me to build them up and try to make them a better person. If you can't learn from each other, then there's nothing it can be there. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
If he drinks from a straw, run away. I'm telling you, it's signs of an F-boy.
Oh my god.
What? That's funny.
If he only wants to chill with his friends.
All the time.
Or always playing basketball. Oh, sorry, I was playing ball. Like,
video games all day.
I was playing 2K. Sorry, man. What?
No. Ain't no 2K, me.
I hope you bringing in 2K.
2K in. But yeah.
Oh yeah, these are my 3 things. And I was watching this what do you call this sermon, and they were talking about this, like money and all of that. So the 3 things that I think a man, like biblically, that a man should be is a provider, a protector, and I think the 3rd one was a pursuer. So if your man is not pursuing you, providing you, or protecting you, then it's a no-no. It was a good sermon. It was like 1 hour. They were talking about this, like how families are structured now, why a lot of marriages fail. So if your man is not protecting you, providing you, or making any means to provide for you, I mean, you're not married at this point. He doesn't have to, but you should be able to see those signs. If he disrespects his mom, the chances are he's gonna disrespect you too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. At the same time, like, you shouldn't even try to be doing stuff like you're a married couple. Even if you're with that boy. Like, don't try to be like wifey. If you don't have a ring on your finger and you're not married, like, don't try to be wifey. If you do too much extra stuff, then he's gonna look at you like, oh, okay, she's doing all this stuff, she's very into me. And then he's gonna look at some other girl who's not really trying that hard to please him and look at her like, okay, I think I want to marry her. You know what I mean?
Because that was more of a challenge.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because innately, men are supposed to chase.
Right.
Innately.
Pursue, yeah.
They're the ones that's supposed to pursue. They're the ones that, are supposed to be that lead the relationship. And so if he's getting it easily,
if he's getting everything,
he gets complacent.
Yeah.
And then you have to think about that, even with yourself. If things come easy to you, you feel like you become entitled, and you feel like, well, I don't have to really work hard because it's going to happen easily.
He's not even going to marry you, because at this point he's getting all the benefits of a marriage. Without, the commitment.
Ring. Yeah.
Without the commitment. So
definitely. And I think, establishing those boundaries, because that's another thing that how you can deter an F-boy is if you treat him how he calls you. So if he calls you like, well, you just my friend, okay, well, I'm gonna treat you like a friend, and we're gonna be friends. And if you make those boundaries clear that we are just friends, and he'll be like, okay, well, I can't. This ain't the one that I can mess with, or this is the one that she's no nonsense. And if he's really into you, he'll step his game up and he'll come correct with you with, according to the demands and standards that you have.
Right.
But if not, he'll check the deuces and you won't see that number hit your line ever again.
Yep. I feel like that's important too, like setting boundaries, especially in this generation. Because it's not like the olden days where you just go out, you go out for 3 months, next thing you're married, It's not like that now. So you have to make that straight, because there's too much casual everything. There's too much casual, that you just have to be clear in terms of what you want and what we're doing. Because you might be in this relationship for like years and you don't even know
what's going on.
You don't even know what's going on.
You might think you're super in love and he's so into you, but really he's just playing the game.
Yeah, you're
like
over here planning the marriage, you're planning everything, and it's just like
please you so he can get whatever he wants.
Oh, you're recording.
It's dark outside.
I know, right?
Ready.
And so I think that will lead us into our next point. They don't have boundaries. They expect, and they don't like titles. Mm-hmm. They may even mention, oh, you know, I don't really like titles. I don't like putting labels on us. You know, you my girl, and that's it. And once again, that goes back to establishing those boundaries. Mm-hmm. In this generation, there are people who are single but living life like they are married. Mm-hmm. And there are people who are married but living life like they're single. Mm-hmm. Or in a relationship but living life like they are married. Mm-hmm. And you have to establish what singleism looks like, what being in a relationship looks like, what being engaged looks like, and what being married looks like. Mm-hmm. You gotta have, okay, well, you know, if I'm single, this is what single looks like, and this is how I treat all single. This is how I treat guys when I am single. Mm-hmm. And if you want to upgrade that package, then we could talk about upgrading that package, and we could talk about what those benefits are and the services that are rendered in that platinum deal. Right. If you want to upgrade your package, but until then, you will get the basic deal.
My battery's about to die.
We forgot the most important one too.
Mm.
When he makes too much excuses and he lies. Jesus is Lord.
A liar.
A liar.
If he's lying to you, my sister.
If he's lying to you, it is finished
it's
now.
Finished though.
And that's not what Jesus said now. If you've caught him in not one, not two,
this is what
not three, but multiple lies. Hey!
Tell them now.
They always say, "Oh, we lie to protect you." There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as a lie to protect. Johnny.
Someone told me this: if you lie, you will cheat, you will steal, you will kill.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
My sister, you better run.
The minute he starts making excuses, just know that he lies too. Like when he starts making excuses, like
Mommy sounds like she's talking from experience.
I just know.
See
how she just got in the spirits.
No, I see a lot. I've seen a lot.
Prophesy.
You know what?
Prophesy.
Who's getting hot in here?
No, I remember.
No, I'm not talking from experience, but I've seen like a lot of situations, and I know a lot of people who are dating, and
it's real.
When they make excuses, that's first thing. If you make an excuse about a very simple thing when you could have told the truth, you already know he's gonna be a liar.
Yep.
Like you already know. Like why would you lie about something so simple? Just tell me the truth.
Oh.
Like don't come up with my phone was dead. Like what is that?
I mean, sometimes the phone being dead could be
sometimes the phone was dead, but
repetition. People show themselves. People show themselves, and you know we quote that phrase that Maya Angelou said: "When people show you themselves, believe them." And you know it is very true because people tell us who they are
and how to treat them,
and they tell us who they are, and we have to decide where they're going to be in our life. And sometimes we give the wrong place. Or we give the wrong person a high place in our life. And that's when things get dangerous. That's when we become heartbroken. That's when we become hurt. And we get, you know, trampled over. My friend was dating this guy. And, you know, word on the street was that he had a child. And so we're like, girl, you need to ask him, like, you know, does he have a child? Be upfront with him. Don't, you know, be straight. So she went to him, asked him, does he have a child? She said, the guy responded and said, no, I don't have a child. I can't have a child. I'm sterile. And so, of course, you know, she felt bad. And she was like, okay, well, you know, that's fine. I don't mind adopting. You know, with this relationship going where it is. And he's like, you know, he said, I want you to be in my life, blah, blah. Made it sound real sweet. They broke up probably a month or two later. And guess who he was walking around on his hip with?
His
child. And I was like, I thought you were sterile. So, you know, thankfully to this day, she's so glad that the relationship didn't work out because she felt like she dodged a bullet. Because if he's able to lie about that, and not only Did he lie just, about that fact that he didn't have a child? He almost manipulated her to make her feel bad for even asking him, does he have a child? And, even went to the point of, well, why are you going to believe what other people say? And da-da-da-da. Like, flip the script to make her feel bad. When people are manipulative and they're constantly flipping the script, and at the end of the conversation,
so you look like the bad guy all the time.
And in the conversation, you find yourself, you're the one apologizing.
Yeah.
Run.
If you're always sorry, run.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
If he's got a female best friend that he spends
too much time with,
all his hours with, I'm telling you.
No.
I should be your best friend.
Yeah, if I'm with you, why am I here?
Like,
I should be your best friend.
What you're telling her, like, I'm your best friend.
Yeah.
She can't be, no.
And they will want you to cut your best friends for them, but they have female best friends, so it's like,
what's up? I think I was gonna say, if you're the type of girl, like, girls nowadays, they have the courage to actually walk up to a guy and be like, hey, you're cute, I want to go on a date with you. If you're the type of girl, then I feel like if you want to set boundaries and let them know on the first date what you want in a relationship, then it should be easy for you.
I would say, just set what you want to do from the beginning stages.
Because
that one day of setting those boundaries is gonna save you a lifetime of heartache and pain. So I would rather put myself in an uncomfortable situation for one day or like 1 hour or 30 minutes than to have a lifetime of heartache.
That is very true.
That way he knows, and that way you already said it, and you don't have to have like a headache about it and be like, oh, maybe I should have said it in the beginning, whatever. But
yeah.
Okay, guys.
Well,
why do you look like
if he's dating other guys, you guys, this is Atlanta. Men don't cheat with women anymore; they cheat with men. But you guys. Let's round off the video.
That's what we're competing with nowadays.
So,
it's men, I'm telling you.
We could go on all day, y'all. We can go on all day about this. Put your comments down below.
Like
about what you think or your experience of an F-boy. Or some tips that we might have missed. Let us know so we can all be hip to this thing. So we ain't walking around.
Tell us what you want
to talk about. So we won't all
be
walking around all heartbroken saying niggas ain't. But make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment,
and shout out.
Thank you guys for watching.
Shout out to my mom.
Oh Lord.
Shout out to Mama. I love you.
Mom. Good night, y'all.
Good night
from Africa.
Nothing we should have said.